Hey guys! So today we'll be talking about Poshmark. Poshmark is a global online marketplace where you can resell some of your clothing, shoes, accessories, and more to others around the world. I have been using Poshmark for about the past year, more seriously so the past couple months though. I've definitely seen an increase in sales now that I've taken a more serious approach to it. I would go into more detail about what Poshmark is, but I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you probably already know what Poshmark is and how it works and how shipping works and all that, and I could talk about it, but honestly there's probably way too many videos about that. So I've kind of compiled some of the tips and tricks that I've learned throughout using Poshmark, and I hope to help y'all with that. I will also link to the blogs down below that I used in researching for this video. And on to the first tip. So with Poshmark, since there's so many listings and you want to go the extra mile in your actual listing. This means, for example, including measurements. I found that making sure the measurements are a part of the description of the item really helps. This eliminates the time for the buyer to actually have to comment on your item to ask, oh, how long is this shirt? Or how wide are the sleeves? That gives the buyer more time to think about the item. And while you obviously want your buyer to like the item you're selling, but you also want them to not doubt it. By including that information that the buyer might possibly have about your listing ahead of time, that eliminates the need for them to comment something, which eliminates the time that they would have to wait for your response and, well, to comment in the first place. It makes the buyer's life a little easier by you including the measurements, and in the end, makes your sales go up. Next, you want to post a picture of the item with you actually wearing it. I've noticed when I want to buy stuff, I want to see somebody actually wearing the item if it's clothing. So for example, I bought a t-shirt a couple weeks ago, and although it looked perfectly normal online and it looked super cute and there was no damage to it, but when I got it, the sleeves were like awkwardly too long, and I couldn't tell that just from looking at it online, just on the floor or hanging up from a picture. That definitely reassures me when I'm buying something that it's something I'll actually want and wear and it'll fit me well. Also, just in general, when you take pictures of something you're wearing, you can make it look super cute and dress it up. And I know that's a lot of extra time, but if you can, make a cute outfit out of it, and I bet people will be more excited to buy something that they could envision themselves wearing, or be like, dang, that's a cute outfit that girl's wearing. Maybe I should buy that top because I want to style it that way. Or I've got these jeans that would look really cute with it. And it just helps when you have that more personal feel to an item rather than just laying it out on the floor and taking a picture. Lastly, for the actual listing, you want to make sure your title is super descriptive. Instead of titling a tank top, super cute red tank top, title it small Lululemon racerback tank top. While both of them are the same item, you have to think about what people will be searching for. So if I need a red tank top, I'm not gonna just put in cute red tank top. I'm gonna put in my size, I'm gonna put in the brand, if I want a specific brand, I'm gonna put in whether or not I want it new with tags, or I don't care if it's used. That item, if you list it with so many specifics, will show up a lot faster than the other one. Although in the end, they have both the same information. Now we can look at how to market it to people. For one, make sure your notifications are on for parties. So parties are a way to share your items to the party's descriptions. So like some parties are called swimwear or night out, and you can share the listings that you think qualify for that title or that party. Also, another tip I found out by one of the blogs I'll link down below. Say you have one item that you want to share to a party. You can't just keep sharing it every 5 minutes and expect it to be at the top of the feed. Once you share one item, that's it. Like, they will not reappear in the feed. It will be at the exact place where you listed it and at that time. To make sure you aren't wasting any more time, just share all the items that qualify once, and you don't have to come back and keep sharing them. I was doing that for a while, and yeah, definitely wasted some time doing that, but I'm glad I know now, and I hope that will help a couple people too, because that's important. Also, another tip is that sometimes I'll like go through my closet and I'll get a big pile of clothing to sell on Poshmark. But the thing is you don't want to list them all at once. So on Poshmark, I'll pull up the screen beside me, but on Poshmark, in order for your items to be viewed more often, I would suggest if you have like 10 items you want to sell, list them once a day. So the chances of people clicking on your profile because it showed up on the Shop New Listing tabs will increase the more your name is up there, obviously. So I would recommend listing them as one big group. Also, Poshmark has this feature that is called a Posh Ambassador. And so you can apply for it, and the requirements of being a Posh Ambassador are, for one, you have to have 5,000 community sharings, which for right now, that's what I'm kind of stuck on. I'll explain why I'm stuck on that in a minute. But you have to share other people's clothing 5,000 times, which is a lot and it takes a little bit. Also, you have to have 5,000 personal sharing, so sharing your clothing 5,000 times, just like the community. And that one goes by a lot faster because obviously you're sharing it to parties and you're sharing it every day and just getting your name at the top. You have to have made at least 15 sales. Onto the actual shipping of the item, you have to have a 4.5 star rating to qualify for it. And that is just when the buyer who receives your item rates you on your shipping, like the timeliness of it, the quality of the product, if it was represented accurately, and more. And then you also have to have an average ship time of 1.5 days or less. So that just starts from the time that the person buys it to the time that the post office basically scans it, and that will be sent to Poshmark. And it will tell them when you actually took it to the store and it was sent off to the person. Lastly, you have to leave one love note. And when I saw that as a requirement, I was like, what is a love note? Like, okay. But actually it's just leaving a comment on something you bought. So that's the only one that involves you actually having to spend money. And it doesn't have to actually like be a love note. Like, I mean, no, obviously. But I mean, like, it doesn't have to be actually positive. You could leave a negative one. I'm not saying you should leave negative ones, but maybe like if the person didn't package it very well or the item wasn't accurately presented on their Poshmark, you can include a note about it there. All in all, I am not actually a Posh ambassador right now, all because of the community shares. I haven't gotten them all the way, and I think I'm at like 2,000 right now. The shares take a lot of time. That's probably the most time-consuming part of it. From what I've read and researched online, I'm not sure if it's actually worth it to be a Posh ambassador. I think you shouldn't devote too much time to doing it. I think it will benefit your sales when you do it, but not enough to where you should be spending all your time constantly sharing other people's stuff just so you can reach that 5,000. I think in the end it will be helpful, but I don't think it's a huge requirement to boosting your sales. Also, something I do when there isn't a party going on and I don't have anything to share my items to, I just do the typical share to your followers, and I do 4 listings, because when you look to your tab on the left, you can scroll up and down the followers, the people you follow, and their listings they just shared. And I think they only show 4 photos. They show 2 big ones and 2 small ones. And then if you share more than 4, they're all where they have to scroll to see them. So I just share 4 at a time because I feel like that's the best way to visually represent them to people. Also, make sure your profile picture and the background picture behind your profile are like really cute. And it helps when people see your profile, all they see is your profile picture at first. And if you're wearing a cute outfit, you look really good, etc., it might make them want to look at your closet more because they like your style. It helps to make people look at your profile, I believe. And my last 2 tips are, 1, make sure when you send off your package to the buyer, you want to include a cute little note and just be like, hey, hope it fits. Thank you for shopping with me, or thank you for buying my item, and your name. And it helps your ratings go up because it's a nice, sweet, personal thing to do. Lastly, one of the bigger tips I found, and this was purely because of the 2 blogs below that I found out about this, so no credit to me. And I've just started to implement this, so I don't know actually how well it's gonna work, but it seems to work for them, so I'm hoping it'll work for me. So you open your Poshmark app. So I see that I'm trying to sell a Wild Fox sweater. So also I only do this with more of my expensive items, or at least because I have so many items right now to sell, I'll go with the most expensive ones for now. So you go to shop and you click on brands and you look up the brand of the item you're trying to sell, in my case Wild Fox, and then I follow Wild Fox. And then I click on shop again and refresh it, and then I see it right there under brands, and I click on Wild Fox again, and I go to the search tool on the right and look up category, and I press whatever the item is that you're trying to sell, so sweaters in my case, and I do all sweaters, and then I could look up also like color. If I'm looking up for a black sweater, I look up black, and then I go for the size too, but I won't go into that right now. Anyways, just any details about your sweater and to find similar ones. So then you click on a random one and you go to the likers on there, and then you click the likers and you follow them and you share their listing if possible. Sometimes they recommended to include a comment on one of their listings that might make them more enticed to look at your profile, and you do that with several listings. But the point is for your name to appear on their notifications tab, and you want them to maybe click on your profile and maybe they'll see the Wild Fox sweater that you're trying to sell, and it's obviously something they're interested in, so they are more likely to maybe buy your sweater because you already know their size, you already know the color, the brand, and so you actually are able to see exactly what they want, and hopefully your listing is exactly what they want. Okay, well, that is it for now. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope this helped you out. I like using Poshmark because I love to save any money that I can, especially on items that maybe I bought and I didn't end up wearing it all, or maybe somebody gifted something to me and they didn't include a receipt and I would like to get some money back for something because I know it's just gonna sit in my closet when I can sell it and get some money for it. So yeah, I hope these tips help you. I hope to see you next week on Wednesday with my next video. I have a CrossFit competition this weekend and it'll be my first fitness video, so I hope you will come back and watch that. So see you next Wednesday with my video. Bye. Ooh, go grab the phone. Anyways. What am I talking about? I don't post new clothes whenever. Should have good posture. I'm sitting up straight. I still sound like a phone call. Does bye sound like a phone call when I say that? Okay.